This is Jamie Dyer, and this kitchen novice is going to make chicken satays for the first time. The recipe that I shall be trying today is loosely based on one from BBC Good Food. I shall leave the link to that in the description below. So the first couple of steps of this recipe I prepared last night. Welcome to the night before. Let's make the marinade. Firstly, let's zest the lime and try not to make the mistake that I did before, where I went way too deep on it. Next, we take the zested lime and we cut it in half, like that. Then we use a gadget. This is a lemon squeezer, or in this case, a lime squeezer. So let's bring it down here, and then all we do here with this gadget is just squeeze that into there so that we get all of the juice out of it to use in the marinade. So next I've got my teaspoon and my ginger paste, and I'm just going to do 1 teaspoon of that, put that in there. Next I've got this golden syrup by Sainsbury's, and I'm going to put 2 spoonfuls of that in here. That should give it its sweetness. Lastly, I've got a tablespoon and this soy sauce. This is gluten-free soy sauce. Did you know that soy sauce, some variations of it, have gluten in? I certainly didn't. So we'll just fill that up, tip that in. This one comes out much quicker. I mean, look at this. Look at how full up this is now with this mixture. So now we take your tablespoon and we mix it all together. Now in comes the chicken. I've got a plate full of chicken here, which I'm just going to use the tablespoon to put into the marinade. I'm going to try not to create too much of a splash, like that. And now in something that possibly resembles the folding technique that I've used in other recipes, we just have to mix in the chicken with the marinade. So the chicken is now coated in the marinade, but it's got to be left a little while, so I'm going to stick this in the fridge and come back to it tomorrow. So it's the next morning, and this is the marinated chicken that's been in the fridge overnight. And the first thing we're going to do is thread it onto the skewers. So I've got the skewers here. These have been bathed in water for a little while so that they don't burn when they're in the oven. So what we'll do is get a piece of chicken, and then we've got to try and thread it through there without stabbing myself. So I've got to do this really gently. Let's get that to the end of the skewer. So that's the first piece done. What I will do is do the rest of them and come back. These have now been completed with about 4 pieces of chicken on each skewer. So now these are going to go in the oven. And now let's make the sauce. So the first thing to make the sauce is half a teaspoon of ginger paste. I'm sorry, it came out strangely there. Half a teaspoon of ginger paste, half a teaspoon of garlic paste. Next, 2 tablespoons of my old friend from earlier, golden syrup. So that's 1, 2. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, also used earlier on. Now 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. Wow, that's sticky, isn't it? So that's 1, 2, and then come in close for the third one so that you can see the consistency. Nice one. Lastly, before mixing, I'm going to put in this coconut milk. So I need 2 tablespoons of this. So that's number 1 and then number 2. So I put the hob onto number 4, and now it's time to start mixing this together. So right now, probably because of the amount that went in there, you can see the peanut butter, and it has the consistency of the peanut butter as a whole. So I'm just stirring this through until it's heated, until it's a bit thicker in consistency. Just keep stirring, just keep stirring. So I'm just going to turn that off now, take this off the heat. So now, half a lime squeezed into there, just like I did last night for the marinade. Now that the lime is in there, we're just going to squeeze this round, and if I didn't know better, it kind of looks like chocolate, doesn't it? Or like some kind of like savoury mince kind of thing, but it has the texture of semolina. That's what it reminds me of. So I can definitely smell the lime that's gone in there, with a heavy hint of peanut butter. We're nearly ready to serve, actually. So let's just tip this into a bowl. So after some testing, these are now done. So let's now serve these like that. I like to feel that in the last few videos I've had time to work on my tong action, as you can see. So now let's try them. So when I look back at this recipe, I think there are 2 halves to it. The first half was making the marinade and everything that went with that, and then the second half, the peanut sauce, and of course cooking the chicken and then assembling it all together at the end. And as I look over this, I can't wait to eat it. So let's try it. Let's first try some of the chicken in the marinade. That's got a nice tang to it. You can definitely taste the lime, and yeah, that's nice. I've never marinated chicken before. In fact, I haven't marinated anything before really. So let's try it by dipping into this peanut sauce and trying some of that. Obviously that is quite heavy on the peanut. It has the dryness of the peanut butter, but with the marinade and with everything else, it's got a nice tang to it, as I said before. That's really nice. I think it works. Let's try just one more bite of this. I think maybe in the future I'll certainly marinate things again with that same recipe. I think even just that on its own would be really nice. Coupled with the sauce makes it a nice starter or a part of the main meal. What else can I say about it really? So try it yourself. Tell me how you get on. Please do like the video, comment and subscribe for more cooking videos, and I will see you again for another one.